Hey gang, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to be doing a quick update on my hydraulic clutch pedal assembly that I built approximately 12 years ago. Man, time is really flying by. If you've been watching any of my videos recently, you know that I'm in the process of doing a teardown, restoration, and upgrade of my 1965 Mustang. During some of this work, I'm going to be doing some sheet metal work on the firewall area, which required me to pull the pedal assembly out, which was a good time to go over it and give you some information on it. Approximately 12 years ago, I did a 1-minute video on it and had several questions about how I built it. So I'd like to give you that information. Now on the new setup, I won't be utilizing this specific unit any longer, as I will be going in a different direction. So while the unit was still in my possession, I wanted to give you a little bit more information about it. I'm going to bring you over, give you a closer look, and give you some measurements in case you would like to build one for one of your projects. Okay, here's the pedal assembly. What? No, don't be peeking back there at that TR6060. Yes, it's a beast of a transmission. But I digress. On the pedal assembly itself, it has been working fantastically. The actuation is still nice and smooth. Now the way this assembly is built is you have the clutch pedal here, which is attached to a tie bar right here, which goes to a pivot point right here, just like a seesaw. Now, the holes are almost spaced evenly across, but the right-hand side of this is a little bit shorter than off to the left-hand side of it. And that is just like, if you're using a pinch bar to pry something up, the tighter you get these pivot points here, the easier it's going to be, but the longer the stroke of your bar has to be. So if you build something like that, just keep that in mind. So when you depress, it just pivots. Now this pedal assembly here, both the clutch and brake pedal assembly have sealed roller bearings that the 5/8 shaft rides on, both sides. The pivot point here is also a sealed roller bearing that it pivots back and forth on. So it's very durable. You have two connection points. One is a steel braided line that runs down and will go to your hydraulic clutch assembly. Now this one here, can be viewed at Rose Hill Performance Parts, and this adjustable push rod, which is cut to length, will go on the mount on the tabs on the side of your T5 transmission to actuate your clutch. The second hose on this is for the reservoir. Okay, and this reservoir also had to go through the firewall, and then I had mounted right here on the stud for the master cylinder. Now if I was doing this again, I would probably deep six the master right here, or the reservoir for the clutch master cylinder, and I would pop me a hole right in the side of this reservoir here, just like some of the later model Mustangs. Drill it, tap it, put a barb, and just feed off the same reservoir, and that would help clean up the engine bay a little bit. Let me give you a view of the back area of it, how it's kind of set up. It's just a double tab setup to hold the pivot bearing itself. I've got it captured with two washers that have tack welds on them that can be easily ground off and washer removed in case you needed to replace the bearing. So for some basic measurements, the wide portion of the plate is approximately 8 inches long. The height of it is 5 inches long. The bolt pattern for the booster is for a 93 Fox body Mustang 4-cylinder car. The 4-cylinder cars have a wider but shorter booster than the V8 cars do. So that's what allows this system here to set up or work inside a 65, 66 car. The master cylinder here is for I believe it's an 89 Granada with 4-wheel disc brakes. The stanchions or the standoffs for the master cylinder on this particular unit is 6 inches. I hope that will answer some basic questions for you and will allow you to build a unit that will work for your project. If you have any questions that I may be able to help you with, just go to rosehillperformanceparts.com and send me an email. Okay, gang, that's all I have for this. I hope it answers some questions and will help you in your project. Until then, stay alert, stay alive, and we'll see you on the next video.